Hi. I've been waiting to do this video since I put it in my notes. As you guys can tell by the title, I am going to be doing another Am I the Asshole? But this time, because I have anger that I want to release and I can't release it on who I want to release it on, we're going to do relationship edition. So I have my computer right here. We're going to go ahead and get right into it because I'm excited. I'm excited to give my thoughts, my opinions, and my stuffed animals are too. Hold on.
We do not care.
Hold on, let me find one that I feel like would be nice. Okay, this one says, am I the asshole for ending my relationship after finding out my boyfriend expects me to financially support him long term? I am 24 and I recently ended things with my boyfriend, 26, after almost 4 years together. I'm really torn and I just want an outside perspective. For most of our relationship, things felt solid. We supported each other, or at least I thought we did. I've been working full-time and recently got accepted into a graduate program that I've been working towards for years. He's been working part-time but hasn't really shown interest in advancing his career. The issue came up when we started seriously talking about moving in together and planning our future. One night, he casually mentioned that once we lived together, it would make sense for me to take on most of the financial responsibilities since I have more ambition and would probably earn more anyway.
Huh?
I thought he was joking, but he wasn't. He explained that he doesn't see himself working a high-stress job and would prefer something low effort. While I could handle the bigger financial side, he said relationships are about balance and that would be ours.
It's not happening tonight.
I was honestly shocked. I asked if he planned to contribute equally in other ways and he kind of shrugged and said he'd help out wherever he can, but don't give any real specifics. It felt like he had already decided what my role would be without actually discussing it with me. The more we talked, the clearer it became that it wasn't just a passing thought. That was his expectation. He even said that if I really loved him, I'd support his lifestyle because relationships require sacrifice. That didn't sit right with me at all. I've worked hard to get where I am and I don't want to carry someone financially who isn't putting in equal effort in some way. The next day I told him I didn't think we were compatible long term and ended the relationship. I packed my things and left. He seemed confused and said I was overreacting, that we could figure it out later, and that I was throwing away years over one conversation. Now, some of his friends are saying I was too harsh and should have tried to compromise, while my friends think I dodged the bullet. Trying to compromise? You don't compromise with no fucking nigga. The fuck? Compromise. Kiss my ass. That just pissed me off. I hate that shit. Compromise. No, you're not gonna compromise shit. Compromise. Compromise? Compromise. Compromise. I've never heard no grown-ass man be perfectly fine with being carried financially by a grown woman. By a woman? A grown-ass man financially being carried by a woman? So what's she supposed to do? She's supposed to go to work full-time while you work part-time and you do low-effort shit. Then she's supposed to give birth to your kids. What you gonna do? You gonna be a stay-at-home husband? Is that what you're gonna do? You're not gonna do that. You're not doing that shit. First of all, he's jealous of you. He's jealous that you work hard and that you probably make more money than he do. No, you do make more money than he do. How do I know that? Because he had this one line right here. It would make sense for me to take on most of the financial responsibility since I have more ambition and I will probably earn more anyway. That nigga jealous of you. He's jealous. He's jealous of you. He's jealous of you. He's jealous of you. And then his friends talking about some, first of all, why are his friends even talking? These motherfuckers said you was too harsh and that you should compromise. Compromise for what? Compromise for who? That's not compromising. I'm doing everything while you sit there and do nothing. That's not a compromise. That's me raising a fucking child. That's what that is. He wants you to be his mom. He wants you to provide financially for his ass, cook, clean, and be his mom. And it's crazy because there's bitches that go for that. There's bitches that go for that every motherfucking day. He don't see himself working high stress level jobs. And he prefers something low effort. So when he says low effort, that means that he prefers to sit on his ass all day. Bitch ass nigga. Am I the asshole for refusing to change our holiday plans after my sister tried to uninvite my partner from dinner? I feel like I'm losing my mind over this because my family keeps acting like I created the problem, but not keeping the peace. Every year my parents host one big holiday dinner. Nothing fancy, just the same meals, same people, same awkward conversations. I've been with my partner for a little over 4 years and they've been coming to family stuff for the last 3. Nobody has ever had an issue to my face. My sister and my partner are not close, but they've always been civil and polite. So a few days before the dinner, my sister calls me and says she thinks it would be better for everyone if I came alone this year. I asked why, and she kept giving these weird half answers about the vibe being off lately, and how she wanted one holiday that felt comfortable. I kept pushing because that made no sense, and eventually she admitted that she was still annoyed over some arguments from a month ago, where my partner told her she was being rude to one of our parents. It wasn't even a screaming match. It was one comment during a tense date, and it had blown over. I told her straight up that if my partner wasn't welcome, then I wasn't coming either. She immediately switched to saying I was making a family holiday about me and choosing my relationship over blood. Then my mom called asking if I could just come along for one night so he wouldn't have drama. I said no, and my partner said they'd stay home if it made life easier. But that made me feel even worse because they were being way more gracious than my actual family. I told my parents we'd do our own dinner and maybe stop by another day. Since then, I've gotten texts about how disappointed everyone is, how older relatives were asking where I'd be, and how my sister is hurt that I made a statement instead of being flexible. What bugs me most is that nobody seemed interested in the part where she tried to control the guest list for an event at our parents' house without even talking to them first. Now I'm being painted as cold and difficult because I didn't reward that with compliance. I don't think setting one very basic boundary means I ruined the holiday, but with that many people saying I should have just shown up alone, I second guessed it. You know what it seemed like? It seemed like your sister is used to getting what she wants. Yeah, that's what it seemed like. Your sister has no reason to ban your partner from a dinner, especially because he's been at said dinner for the past 3 years. You said y'all were together for 4. Then not only that, your partner checked your sister about being rude to one of y'all's parents, which should never happen. Why? Because your sister shouldn't be rude to one of y'all's parents, and if anybody was going to check her, it should have been you or your parents. He checked her, she didn't like it. Fast forward some months later, she calls you telling you that he can't come to the fucking dinner. It's not her fucking dinner. It's not her fucking house. It's y'all's parents' house. So what should have happened if there was really an issue was your mom or your dad should have called and told you that they didn't want them there. From that example alone, she's obviously used to getting what she wants. She couldn't get what she wants, so she's mad. Now the whole family mad at you because you don't want to give your sister what she wants. He's been going to this dinner since y'all been together, and now all of a sudden it's a problem. No, he's not gonna not come, and no, I'm not coming alone. I haven't came alone in almost half a decade, so I'm not gonna come alone now because my sister has a problem over some shit that he said months ago. Not gonna do that. I don't think you're the asshole, and I don't think you're the asshole for not changing plans. Like, I personally don't get that. Like, what's the problem? Am I the asshole for considering breaking up because of sexual incompatibility, even though we both love each other? I, 24 female, have been with my boyfriend, 25 male, for about 2 years, but we've known each other for almost 10 through my brother and shared a friendship. We're currently long distance because I'm studying abroad. Overall, he is genuinely a very loving partner. He cares about me deeply, shows it in actions like getting me flowers just because, always make time for me, helping me with anything I need, and he has even said he would shape his future around me. I truly believe he loves me more than anything, and I love him too. That's what makes this so hard. The issue is our sexual dynamic. His sex drive has always been higher than mine, but over time the gap has gotten bigger. After surgery, I became less comfortable with certain things like sending photos. And even though he said he understood, he kept bringing it up either with a passive aggressive joke or asking the reason over and over again that I stopped sending it as much, which made me pull away more. He placed a very high importance on sex. He even said it's as important as communication in a relationship. He sometimes counts the days we don't have sexual activity when we visit each other. I feel like there's an expectation every time we meet. The pressure honestly makes me want it even less. He points them out with jokes, thinking it's funny, however, I find it disrespectful. I warned him a couple of times about his jokes, but he says this is my humor. At one point, he even thought I might be cheating because I wasn't as sexually interested, which really hurt me. I told him I was thinking about breaking up, and the next day he flew to see me. I initially saw it as a loving gesture, but now I'm not sure how to feel. Another factor is that he struggles mentally and is very emotionally dependent on me. He doesn't really have other close people right now, so I feel like if I leave, it will affect him deeply. It will hurt me a lot too. I can't imagine life without him, but also with him, which makes it confusing. For the past few months, I haven't felt inner peace in our relationship because I've been constantly questioned about my feelings in our future. When I first told him I wasn't sure I saw a future with him, he asked me to explain why, but I couldn't clearly list reasons. It's more of an overall feeling. I also feel like sometimes he manipulates me into changing my mind. So am I the asshole for breaking up a relationship when I know we both love each other? Okay, so He doesn't love you at all. Knowing that your sex drive is a lot lower than his and knowing why, he should not have a problem with that. If anything, he should try to figure out ways to make sure that you are comfortable when y'all are not having sex. But instead, he's pressing you and he makes you feel bad about you not wanting to have sex with him. That's a man who don't give a fuck about nothing you're talking about. He don't love you. The fuck? You think he loved you because he bought you some flowers and he said he would shape the future around me? What? Niggas say that shit all the time. Niggas be on niggas be on cat mode. They be on lie. They lie. They're liars. A nigga ain't finna hear that you don't feel comfortable having sex and you just had surgery and you feel however the fuck you want to feel. A nigga ain't gonna, a real man ain't gonna hear that and be like, yeah, so I'm gonna press her because I'm gonna press her because she not sending news. I'm gonna press her and I'm gonna say she cheating. I've been involved with niggas with a higher sex drive than me and they left me the fuck alone and I said I ain't want to be bothered. You don't want to have sex today? Okay, cool. We can watch a movie. That's exactly how that shit went. Not finna press me about no motherfucking news, nigga. I'm grown. I don't have to give you shit. I don't have to do shit. I said I don't feel like a bitch, so I said I don't have to do shit. I don't have to do shit. Weird ass nigga. Talking about some, oh, I think you're cheating. You think I'm cheating? Bet. That nigga don't love you at all. At all. At all. At all. At all. And when you realize that, your life will be so smooth. I'm telling you. I'm gonna do one more story. I, 31 female, am dating a younger guy, 24 male. And we have been together for a year now. We have been living together for almost 10. Hold. Oh, so you're an idiot. Hold on. Oh, no, this is not good. This is not good. This shouldn't piss me the fuck off. This shouldn't piss me off. So reread everything. I, 31 female, am dating a younger guy, 24 male, and we have been together for a year now. We have been living together for 10 months, and we knew each other for 5 months before we decided to start talking. He moved in with me due to a strange living situation, and I also needed a new roommate since mine moved out of state. Yes, we are aware that our relationship escalated very fast, but so far it has worked out well. Obviously, it did not, because you got this bitch ass story in my face. Also, you needed a roommate. You don't got no sisters. You don't got no best friend. You don't got no coworkers that need a place to stay. You don't know no women. No women. You don't know no women. You don't know no women. Before we started dating, he let me know that he watches for several hours every day. He was a very lonely guy and he was not lucky in getting dates with girls. He made poor life decisions that led him to being homeless and addicted to anything he can get hands on. In the first paragraph, your bitch ass said that he moved in with me due to a strange living situation. In the second paragraph, you proceeded to say he made poor life decisions that led him to being homeless and addicted to anything he can get his hands on. So he's a drug addict. You let a homeless 24-year-old drug addict move into your house. And you're 31 years old. The people who he did have physical relationships with were also out in the streets. And of course, protection was not used. I really only found out about those details a couple months ago after he moved in. We were already so into each other. That should have automatically had you fucked up. I told him that I would just have to love him enough. Whoa! I told him that I would just have to love him enough so he never felt the need to go pay for sex or put out for a quick fix. He has been clean since being together. No, he has not. I was shocked when he told me about his past, but I could look past it because I love who he is with me. The life we created together and the person has to make their own mistakes to learn from them. I'm relieved that he went through all this at a young age. Our only problem has been him sneaking around to watch, or advertisements of women when I am asleep or have left the house to go to the store. He got sneaky using his Xbox as a device because I would look through his phone in front of him. He would all of a sudden be unable to perform for me. But I never messed with his Xbox until the moment and found that he had been doing this for months for any opportunity he had. Your grammar is fucked up for somebody who's 31. In the beginning of our relationship, I made it very clear that I viewed watching as cheating. He would be putting his time and energy on other women behind my back and then being dry and distant with me since he chose to be entertained by the endless selections of others on the internet and said he would drop it for me. And I know that addiction is a real thing. Am I being unreasonable by thinking it is cheating and worth ending a relationship over? I don't know about anybody else, but if you have all of this every day, you can act like you can get down with the get down. I'm right here. And you choose to go watch videos of other women when you have a woman, that's a fucking problem. So you're not the asshole when it comes to that. You're 31 years old, dating a 24-year-old. You said in the first paragraph that he moved in with you because of a living situation. Then you proceeded to say in the second paragraph that he was homeless and that he was a drug addict. Once you find that out, which is something that you found out after y'all were already living together, that nigga should have been able to fuck out your house. You talking about some, I would just have to love him enough so he would never feel like he has to go pay for sex and pay for a quick fix. Something up here in your brain does not sit well with me at all. Maybe what I'm saying don't matter for real because I'm 21 years old, but the second a nigga get to telling me that he homeless and that he was a drug addict, that nigga getting the fuck on. Not only that, I'm not gonna find that information out after we already live together. That's not gonna happen at all. I just don't see how a man that has a whole ass woman in his face and he prefers to. That's not even the worst part of the shit that you telling me, bro. That's why I can't even focus on that.
I feel like I need to point out that I'm completely aware that somebody can do all those things, be an addict, be homeless, and all those other things, and recover and, you know, basically and still be a functioning person. Like, I understand people can recover and, you know, rehab, all that. But my thing is, with this specific story, Shorty is leaving out timelines. Like, you're not telling us when he got sober. You're not telling any of that. You're putting timeline. You put the timeline of when y'all got together, how long y'all have known each other before y'all started dating, and how long y'all been living with each other, but you're not putting the timeline on when he became sober. So in my brain, either he just got sober or he's definitely still doing some shit and she don't want us to know. But the sex videos is where she draws the line, not the other shit, which makes zero sense. Because after I heard that she would have entered this ear noggin, I would have been gone. Plus, she's too grown. She's too grown.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's enough. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you guys want to see next from me, and I will see you guys in the next video.